Oh, yeah, back to basics. We're going to be talking about some sort of resistance training. And one of the number one myths whenever I'm consulted about any sort of regiment that's out there. Okay. On top of probably the first question is, I want to exercise because I really like to eat. Spoiler, you can't outwork a bad diet, so you need to figure that stuff out, okay? Or people, especially guys, okay, they want the six pack, and it's like, well, six packs aren't created on the little crunch machine. Crunch machine is kind of goofy, especially if you're a taller gentleman or you have a longer torso like I do. Yes, you need that. You need that foundation. Okay, you need the ab muscles there. You need the abdominis rectus and then the abdominis transverse abdominis. Sorry, got that mixed up for a second. Yes, you need to be doing a couple of exercises in order to improve the tonality there. But the other big question, okay, how do I spot reduce? I just need to tone up. I just need to have just better tone in my butt. I just need to just lose, the bingo wings if it's an older client that shows up. Okay. You can't do that. It's all dependent on where your body stores the fat once the excess energy is consumed through your gullet. So if you want to spot reduce anywhere, the first place where you normally store fat is the first place where it's going to be broken down as well. So outside of, there's very, very, very limited instances where you can theoretically spot reduce, but that involves high levels of muscle contraction, a lot of excess energy that's excreted, but it's not a strategy that's worth pursuing. Just saying, because the returns are absolutely minute. But let's see. Fill in some blind spots, shall we? Why exercise probably can't help you target fatty areas of your body. It can, but it's just those fatty areas that initially get targeted might not be the areas that you're looking to target in the first place. There is hope, and yeah, you mostly want to get rid of the rest of the fat that's on your body as well, maybe not just certain areas. And for women, thanks to the hormones that you have in your body, okay, estrogen is just naturally going to keep you plump in the places that you want to keep plump anyways, okay? Many people who want to lose weight have a particular area of their body that they wish they could lose fat from most, whether it's from their stomachs, arms, or thighs. But there is no shortage of videos and guides online to help you to best blast fat from those so-called problem areas. The evidence of whether or not spot reducing fat is actually possible remains mixed. It doesn't exist. It really doesn't. Okay, sorry to say, you will lose weight, you will lose fat wherever your body wants to accumulate and access that excess energy from. That's the way it works. Okay, the mechanics of weight loss are quite straightforward, and they are rooted in the laws of thermodynamics. Basically, that means in order to lose weight, you must expend more calories than you consume. No, it's far more complex than that. No, it's legitimately just energy in and energy out. That's it. Eat less than what you consume. Than what you expend. Live in a calorie deficit if you're looking to lose weight, or if you're trying to bulk, make sure that your macros are on point so that you're not just eating excess Twinkies and hoping that you're going to dirty bulk that way. Dirty bulking is just such a scam, but of course it probably has its proper applications in certain places, okay? But anyways, you can increase your expenditure either by moving more daily, yes, of course, or restricting calorie intake. Why not both? This is often the most effective weight loss method. But when you actually lose this weight, isn't quite so straightforward. Oh, where you lose this weight? Yes, of course. This is because where our bodies store fat is governed by our hormones. Yes, exactly. For a woman, it's going to be in the breast and in the thighs, okay? And for a man, it's going to be in the stomach and then in the buttocks, okay? And those are the two places. They'll go ahead and confirm that because I'm smart and I've gone through, it's like, I don't have to credential check myself all the time, but here you go. Most of us tend to store excess fat in the abdomen, thighs, and buttocks. In men, it typically leads to an apple shape. You've all seen fat guys that are out there, okay? They aren't exactly rare in today's day and age. 70% of people are overweight, and especially if they're super overweight, well, guess what? Because of the excess fat that's in their body ends up aromatizing some of that fat, creating excess estrogen in their body, and then they get nice man tits. Hey man, I just report the news. I don't create it. Where fat is concentrated in the midriff, in females, this typically leads to a pear shape, fat concentrated around the hips and the buttocks. Yes, there you go. Ta-da! Seems to center around your center of gravity as well. Imagine that. However, hormones also vary from person to person. Of course, yes, everybody is special, not all women, blah, blah, blah. But just as you can't choose where our body stores fat, we can't choose where we lose it. Yes, use it or lose it. Well, depends. Okay, when we lose weight, we tend to lose fat from regions where there's more of it. Losing weight more in the torso, followed by legs and then arms. Yeah, it's almost like in your peripheral. Okay, where your largest muscles is going to end up working that way. So where your hormones want to initially store it, that's where it'll go. And then it'll start to go other places as well. I just feel bad for you if you got like a really flabby pinky finger or something like that. I don't know. But just as, yes, the weight loss pattern is dictated by your sex, genetics, and age, especially in women. Using exercise, all right, some hope that exercising a particular muscle group, you may be able to increase fat loss in that region. Yes, for example, people who do sit-ups in the hope they'll get rid of their stomach fat. It won't. It won't. It legitimately won't. Stop it. But the evidence of whether or not spot reduction works is still mixed despite many years of study. Yet it's not mixed. It just doesn't work. Stop it. Comes losing weight through exercise. The body must break down stored fat called adipose tissue into fatty acids, enter a bloodstream, delivered to the working muscles. It can be burned as fuel for exercise, aerobic exercise like cycling or running at 50 to 70% of maximum exercise capacity, known as fat max, and is best for burning fat. Yes, exactly. That's why when you're exercising, paying attention to your heart rate is essential. Interesting, some evidence does actually support fat reduction. This is where I made reference to in the beginning. Okay, it's very dodgy. Very, very dodgy. Research as far back as the 60s show that fat loss from exercise is actually greater in regions that were exercised. More recently, 2021 study, all right, this one might be new, has shown that it is possible to spot reduce fat in the abdominal area after 12 weeks of ab exercises when compared to people who only did general full body resistance exercises. How much? That's what I want to know about that, because yeah, that's employing, okay, contracting those muscles, putting those muscles to work, and then it creates excess, heat in that area, heating up the additional adipose tissue. That's the theory behind it. It's just nobody's been able to really concretely prove it. Research also suggests that fat stores in the body regulate somehow separately through differences in biochemical processes. That means that, at least in theory, fat loss can be targeted. In theory. But in practice, just focus on losing weight, okay? Get that number down on the scale. Make sure those pants fit a little bit better, because you're going to be, when you lose weight, you lose it everywhere. It's not uniform, but it happens everywhere. That's why taking progress pictures, okay, even if you do, like if you got a tape or something like that in different places around your body, keeping a record of that, that'll be more consistent than I just need to lose a little bit around here. Well, you're going to end up losing a little around everywhere in the pursuit of losing the little around your midsection. Strongest conclusion: to understand the consensus on the research area, scientists use systematic reviews and meta-analyses. These summarize the findings of several independent studies. We all know about that, okay? Might be the strongest conclusion to date that spot reduction likely doesn't work. That's what we're telling you. You don't have to waste anybody's time in order to pursue something. It's like, I just need to lose a little here. No. And if anybody's telling you that you can, they are blatantly lying to you in hopes that you either purchase their services or buy their course. Just understand that, yes, you can lose that little bit of weight. It just might not be the first thing that goes. But at the end of the day, you're going to be in a better position in your pursuit of losing that little bit of weight in a more holistic context, okay? Hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better about that, okay? And if not, well, just, run a little bit further, and then you'll be a little bit more agreeable when you're less energetic. All right? Cool. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. One should follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.